All right. Do we have a wild card 24? Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. And this is Black Spring with Autumn on your Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And so I just wanted to come in and just take a couple of look at the past and see what can we learn from the past. What can we learn from the past? The person or the figure at hand would be Kamala Harris. Okay. Um, it looks like, she's surging, or, they're showing you the light, the silver, they're showing the glass ceiling gleaming, the glass, that unattainable, or that star, that glass ceiling. I don't know. Let's see if it's an illusion, or how close would it be within her grasp. But before we do that, in these interesting times and wicked times, we have to keep our status in mind, considering that the current commander in chief is affected. So we always want to keep that purple control mechanism in line, or in the back of our minds. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. So we're going to look at a couple of liners. For one, you know, the moniker, or the name, I talk about the concept, like democracy, and how I think it's disingenuous. And it's been that way from sea to shining sea. And it's no different in this case. The party with that moniker, with that being in the pretty much in the that with that rooted in their name, it has some level of a root to their name. It just seems like that kind of gets lost when it comes to what's at stake. If no matter what you believe, whether you go a red team, blue team, this thing about democracy, it's an onion bloom, and it has so many layers, and it's interpreted so many ways all over the world. And we've seen it. We've seen it all over the world. That's why I say there is no pure, to me, conceptually, there is no pure democracy. You have shades of democracy, or you might have a shade of, or giving the people there's the illusion of a choice. But to me, this particular party, the things that they do, the cannibalism within their party, the history of it seems very, it seems antithetical to that. And that, they have to be told, if the people that are rah team blue, oh, hey, they're about to tell you, they're going to tell you who your candidate is. And they're fine with that. They're absolutely fine with it. But I'm just saying, listen, I'm not here shaking the flag for, I say that red and blue make purple, and that's where we are. It's a purple. Your bipartisan is purple. Your CB19 haze is purple. That's never going to go away. And, this is, I think what I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, the Economist predicted that of course, that this year, the year ahead, would be unlike any other. Now, that's whether AI comes into play. Maybe that's why the virtual piece would be supported by whatever's virtual roll call. In the past, what was it? The Dominion machines. What machine are they going to use this time? Or what are they going to do this time to rig this? That's my question. Derek C. Williams. Oh my gosh, Derek C. Williams. Thanks so much for coming in, Derek. Derek. Yes, democracy, Latin for mob rule, majority rule. To me, I don't know what type of education. And I'm not saying I say this without any braggadocio or without any elitism, but they don't have a concept. They don't have a concept of that. But there again, if you can be told that a party's going to take you back to that some faction can take you back to slavery, good luck with good luck with your good luck with verbal reasoning. There seems to be a large. I just find that in some of the most basic transaction or tasks these days, many people lack coherence. Like, I don't need anything from you. I just need coherence. Can you do that? Can we just coherence in the situation? And there's the memory of America is very fickle. They'll forget all about everything. Let's see. Let me just get some comments in here. We're running hot. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, the Samoan Watchman's here. Thank you so much. You guys feel free to drop your links onto this tube. Drop it in whenever you want. Because I'm thinking we have political regimes. One is we might have illiberal democracy. Okay, we might stretch to that. But there's something on the front of it, okay? It is not pure. I don't know a nation that's been pure with a pure. But they're able to throw that around. These buzzwords, that to me, I agree. Someone said, this was one of these pastors on YouTube was saying that there should be a whole movement against, to me, and I agree. Now, there should be a movement against, and when I say falsehoods, the falsehood. If it's a constitutional republic that seems to be enshrined even in the Pledge of Allegiance and then all these other documents and all these facts, you're just outright deceiving people. You're just out. I'm just saying. Let me just read a couple comments. Let's see. We have authority, and then like during CV19, it seems like everybody folded up. Not everybody, but the masses folded for an authoritarian government. So I'm just saying, under the auspices of what will they do next? Well, I think that's coming too. And I showed you guys yesterday those videos of how I talked about one world religion, all the CT. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. There's no NWO, no one world. Yes, there is. It's being set up in the cultural center of Abu Dhabi. But then when you have an RNC dog and pony show, and here they are doing it, like, are you guys sure that was your RNC dog and pony show? You got all these prayers coming in from it sounded more like a chant to me. To me, if you guys, your values are supposed to be Judeo-Christian, but then you had a prayer that was, to most people that were not of that faith, it was very unintelligible. And you had people bowing their heads and just can't. I just, what is the difference? Is there a difference? Just saying. That's why I'm telling you. It's almost like they're sliding it. They're trying to normalize all these different. They're normalizing the same, both parties. It's just like, what flavor do you want? But it's going to be composed of the same things. It's going to be composed of the same elements. They are basically, they're normalizing, and they're making people more tolerant of other. They're going to try to make you more tolerant of other, quote, religions. In a place like that, I have no. Listen, I wouldn't attend RNC. I wouldn't attend the DNC. What I just wouldn't. If they're closing and opening, and oh my gosh, you had the shaman at the Davos, at the party at Davos. Look at this. Look at it. You had a shaman that said at Davos that in order to look to the future, you gotta look to the past to see what the ancestors. I mean, tea reading. I'm telling you guys, this witchcraft stuff is getting more and more. It's more and more on display. It's public. It's commercialized. You have Credit Karma. You look at the chime. You see, look at it. Most things that we don't pay much attention to, but they're dripping with numbers and sixes all over the place. Look at your loops. Look at it. Don't look at it. Look in it. I like that better. Look in it. Don't just look at it. Look in it. Okay? All right. So let me get these comments in before I show you this little piece. Derek C. Williams comes in, a quick pop in from Philadelphia, the alleged birthplace of freedom. Thank you so much, Derek C. Williams. And he says, as the late great comedian George Carlin said, we only have the illusion of choice. A party oligarchy. Two-party oligarchy. Okay, let's keep going here. Simone Watchman comes in. Good morning to you. He says he says the Trump promo was hilarious. What a show that was. Derek says if people realize they have no choice, revolt is soon to follow. So the elite give us the feeling they have having a say in choosing a leader. Let's see. Marcy T's here. Oh, the Bowen says, I'm for Team Green. Let me grow my own crops. There you go. Well, I think they've absolutely sabotaged that for the year, for this season, coming out of zone 8B and some other zones. Derek says, was censored 4 times, lost 4 YouTube channels. Your channels. I got you in a country that touts, quote, freedom of speech. Something to think about. Absolutely, Derek C. Williams, and you just keep coming right back. Oh my God, it's Uncool. Uncool says good morning. Good morning, Uncool. Please put your any of your links in. I'm just chopping it up. It's a little bit, that whole structure. I'm gonna put this pendulum in here. It's good to hear from the people. Good to hear from the people. So we're going to just, we're going to look at I just want to look at, like, to me, I wanted to look back just a smidge. What happened to Bernie Sanders? A lot of people still wondering, what would have happened if he, without the rigor mortis? Because they seem to be plagued with, a lot of people wonder if he would have actually won. But see, to me, they rig their own stuff so regularly that I don't even know. You got to be a numb nut to, you got to have your eyes closed, or I don't know. Let's see. Let's go. Marcy T's here. Derek C. Williams, a big club. We ain't in it. Marcy says they're now fattening all the crops. So if you grow it, they could come and steal it. Okay. Let's see. Proverb Nation. Good morning. All right, guys. And for all of the YouTube censoring intents and purposes, go ahead and slam that like button. It's about ratings around here. It's about ratings. So yes, if you want your voice heard by any chance, just go ahead and drop it. The pendulum is out there. I just want to show you, just very briefly. I mean, of course, we can bring up all the things. Like, this is nothing new under the sun, right? We all know about, to me, the intemperate Harris. We know about her. We know about her lack of control. We know about her Top Cop record. We've heard about the Willie Brown scandal. Listen. We've heard it all before. What's that song? Heard it all before. We've heard it all before. So there's nothing new that they're doing. It's just my question to you, and for those of you at replay, what are they going to use this time? Because right now, let's go into this little piece. Let's go into this little piece for a second. Right now. Oh my goodness, look who we have here. Good morning to Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams, welcome, welcome.
Yeah. Shout out of respect due to Black Spring with order. Intelligence done right. How you?
Derek C. Williams, I'm well enough. I'm thankful. How are you? Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, live my life day by day like Rambo. I got like about 4 good minutes. And I said, let me go and holler at her right fast. We hit the medical center. I'm up in the lunchroom. Ain't nobody up here. So I said, let me come up here where it's nice and quiet. Yeah, but I got a question for you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
you're
here.
going. Well, I
Yeah,
got
I
a
just
question for you.
go for
I
it.
got a question for you. As serious as cancer. Well, 2 questions. One, where is Joseph R. Biden Jr.? Do you know where he is? And the second question is, uh, Texas radio show host Alex Jones that was levied a judgment of almost $1 billion for his opinion of a tragedy that happened in 2013 in Connecticut at Sandy Hook Elementary School. And here in Philadelphia, I have a shirt that says Alex Jones did nothing wrong. And this lady came up to me in the shopping center, in the grocery store. She didn't know I'm about to tear her head off because you just can't fuck with me on this issue. But what it was is that she said, well, how can you wear a shirt like that when that guy said all that stuff about those children? And I said, well, ma'am, he didn't kill anybody. I said, do you know who actually killed the children that day? Crickets. Then I had another guy at the cigar lounge. He saw me with a shirt that said F that vaccine. It actually says the whole thing. And we started talking and we brought up when he saw that, he said, well, do you listen to this guy named Alex Jones? I said, yeah, I listen to him all the time. I said, he ain't been wrong on too much of nothing. And she said, you mean like the Sandy Hook thing? I said, yeah, he wasn't wrong about that. I said, the only thing he did was ask questions. I said, well, I have a question for you. Do you know who actually killed the children there? Because he didn't. I said, so how can he be charged almost $1 billion for his point of view? Well, I'm saying all that for this reason. President Donald Trump was shot at and almost got his head blown off John Kennedy style on live TV right here in the great state or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And you have a maggot that's on MSNBC by the name of Joy Reid. And she is going on TV saying that it was fake. And essentially, Trump was doing all that for political gain. My question to you is this. If they can levy a judgment of almost $1 billion to Alex Jones for his point of view, should not Joy Reid be levied a hefty fine and lose her job and be fired immediately for spreading these wild conspiracy theories? What say you?
I would say that I would imagine that she should be vastly, censored to the greatest extent. But I think she's in my mind, she's also an operative. That is her job. She has no loyalty. Most of these people that do all this talk, they don't really have, they're prideful. They have no loyalty. They don't. I might roll it down and say, oh, she's doing it for the paycheck. But but they're not going to do that because she has a job, to me, much like the KJPs, much like the Roland Martins. Right. I hear Roland Martin's out here wearing a t-shirt. I don't know if he's selling, that says vote like a black woman. Well, how effeminate can you get? I mean, like, what kind of demoralization and why aren't the men in this country kicking and bucking against that? You know what I'm saying? These people are operatives in my mind.
I just saw a video yesterday with Uncle Roro, Roland Martin. He has a shirt that says "Let my people vote." just a clown, just an obese, rotund clown. But Piers Morgan simply asked him, "Okay, well, if Biden is not going to be the Democratic nominee, who would you like?" And with all his education, because he's quick to tell you went to Texas A&M and he's an alpha man and when these ignorant ascots and all this other stuff. Couldn't give a straight answer. But I just want to hear your take on it because here in real life, when I go out in the city, I'm seeing more and more people saying this dude actually stood up there and wanted to get his head shot off for political gain. And I'm saying, what fool on the planet? I mean, I know now there is cases. I saw this case of this dude in Rikers Island. He actually got a gun into Rikers Island and got somebody to shoot him so he can get out and hopefully get on the run. So you'll have stuff like that. Got it. But what person in their right mind, what person on planet Earth gonna take a bullet all for to get elected? You might get killed.
Right.
But people are really talking that talk. I'll just leave it there.
Well, I see. To me, I appreciate. I like where you're going with that, and what I want to say is, I don't think people understand that you can things can be scripted, but still unorthodox or unconventional. And nobody says it's 100. Nobody's saying something's 100% fake because it can be scripted. You still take risk. You're still rolling the dice.
And I'll say this point, and I see that.
All right,
I see that's me. I say I'm gonna say this really quick, then I'll step aside for Miss Uncool. In 1967, the year I was born, the CIA drafted a document. It's a PDF that anybody can go online and see. The phrase conspiracy theory was brought to life then to dissuade anybody or question anybody who had the common sense enough to question the official story about JFK. Well, now, as we know, conspiracy theory then took a life of its own. So anytime you question anything, you're a conspiracy theorist. That I just want to say that really quick, but I'll just step aside for Uncool and thank you for having me on your platform. All right.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Derek C. Williams. And you're welcome to hang out. I just want to welcome Miss Uncool Paranoia and it's corn. I appreciate it. But yes, thank you so much, Derek C. Williams. And you please keep coming back. And it's great to hear from you. And stay on it, as they say. Stay on it.
Can't stop, won't stop. Salute the Uncool Paranoia and salute to your chat. All right.
Thank you, Derek C. Williams. Keep us on our toes.
Will do. You. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek C. Williams, you guys please, Derek, put your items into the stream, whatever you feel the need to do. You guys get over there. And Uncool Paranoia, good morning, and welcome.
Good morning, sweetheart. Can you hear me?
Can, loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure I'm not echoing. When I joined, it was a crazy echo on here. I just want to be causing no disruption. So good morning. I'm so glad to be here. Good looking on that shout out, Derek. Thanks for dropping my link. I appreciate it. It's always nice to hear Derek come up here speak. He always has some very interesting questions. So it's always a treat. And Autumn, it's always such a pleasure to hear your thoughts on the situation. So I just want to hop in for a second. You doing all right over there?
I am. I'm trying to, I'm thank God I'm here. I'm here to see these endure in these wicked times. Come on. What have you got for us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to, I know I've been pretty quiet on it. I've had a lot going on, but I will be back to pretty much explain what I've been up to and to kind of weigh in on all of this craziness. Cause I feel like it's just been a storm of craziness and I cannot wait to talk about it. I cannot wait. So when it comes to stuff like this, I just like to kind of just sit back just to see how it unfolds. Because it's kind of like whether it's real or fake, that fact doesn't really matter at this point. It's the blowback. It's the effect that it's going to have on the masses and how they're going to use it, right?
Right. Gotcha. I'm tracking.
Yes. So when you mentioned earlier how America can seem to forget, how America has a short-term memory, I just want to leave a comment on that because that is so true. That is so true. Like, the masses as a whole, as a collective, is experiencing like the goldfish effect. And this is a technique that is as old as time. Like if you don't have to fix what's not broken. They can do the same thing over and over and over again because it's easy to manipulate somebody who doesn't know history.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. What 100%. And that's what they like. I mean, you're spot on. They can you're and they don't want it. There is no to me, there is no fix because as I say, if you fix a problem, fix something, then then these people don't have a job anymore. If they can't create problems, if they can't continue to go in and mess around with things and social engineer groups of people, then they don't have a job.
period. Period. We would typically say like, okay, we're knee deep in the shit right now, right? But I'd probably say we're neck deep in the Hegelian dialectic right now because it is going full fledged, and I feel like what they've done at this point now, they've put multiple scenarios on the table. Like this thing can go either way with Camel Toe, Donald Dumpf. It can go either way, and it'll have a great effect for their benefit because the solution has already been predetermined, right?
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I mean, to me, and I have when I talk to people that are, I'm going to use a term that I hear out there, and I mean, melanated people. They come to you with this tone, this like they want to talk, they want to open up everything with fear and wonder. But you're controlled by fear and wonder. You're not controlled by any kind of pragmatic wisdom. You don't seek the truth. You don't even I mean, I don't know. These people obviously don't. If they had any faith, what faith do they have? What do they
Right,
have faith in? If you've been ordained, or if something's been ordained from you, what can an actual racist do to stop what's for you? That's you know what
right,
I mean. I
right.
just it's just oh well that lady saw me. I had an associate because I don't use the term friends very often. I don't throw that around very often. She says, "Oh, yesterday I was in the line and I was driving my car and this lady I was trying to get into the line coming out of the gas station and this white woman snatched her head away from me when I tried to get in the line. We're gonna be in for this fall." And I'm like, okay.
Oh, goodness gracious. Now,
Help us.
yeah, they've got people right where they want them. And here's the thing. So we've got people afraid that they're going to take, the bang bangs, the pop pops away from us. But here's the thing. They've got us hating each other to the point where people are so on edge, they'd willingly use them on one another. And I feel like that's the easier goal, just to get people
Yes.
to turn against one another for the simplest things. And
Right.
so yeah, I still have a FaceBarf account, right? So I've been trying not to spend too much time on FaceBarf because now that the camel toe is slated to be, Democratic candidacy, I have a lot of melanated people on my friend list, and it's driving me crazy because it seems like everybody forgot she was the prosecutor who locked up a lot of melanated people for the same type of stuff that she did in her personal life. They just completely
Yes.
forgot all about it. Completely forgot all about that. How she would easily lock anybody up for nothing. Now they
Well,
cannot wait to go vote for
I
it.
know.
Right?
It's like,
It's nuts.
well, but see, this is the problem that we had once before is that, she, to me, she did a terrible job with her own profile when she ran in 2020. She did it, prior to Biden getting in, she did a terrible job. Just like she couldn't leave home without her edges out, or there's always some angle to try to prove who she is, but yet who she purports to be. But then but to me she's classic. She represents the illusion, the same illusion that they are able to control the people that vote for them with. She's able to control them in the same way. She can laugh, she can wiggle, she can giggle, she can get honorary boule distinctions. I
Oh,
mean,
no kidding, no kidding. Go there, girl. You trying to take it there? You trying to take it to the
come on,
honorary Boulay Awards?
come
You
on.
trying to take it to the club memberships? Ah, come on,
Yes,
Black Spring.
these people are twined. These organizations are twined to the demos. They're twined to them. There's just been so much that's been uncovered about about all of these organizations and the affiliations and the associations. And then Biden he'll go to Morehouse and they'll probably give him an honorary doctorate to go with Dr. Jill's honorary doctorate. What are these people the doctorate of?
Exactly.
Manipulation?
Just a huge gang of these jokers blowing each other off. Huge gang of them wrapped up. And they also say the chick from Governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, can also run with her too. She's in the club too. I looked her up. Secret society memberships, they're all in on it. Donald Fordham University, Jesuit trained. They're all a part of it, and they just do it over and over again because people seem to forget. People seem to forget what just happened just a couple years ago. We literally experienced the biggest social engineering product, campaign in the recorded human history. They were able to subdue multiple countries on Earth simultaneously without the use of the military. Had everybody in lockstep doing the exact same thing. How on earth is your vote going to change that? How do you think that can't happen again?
Well, I think, I'm following you. I'm following you 100%. And see, to me, from that, I'm going a little bit, digress a little bit to what you were saying earlier. You were saying that people are, I call it hair trigger. People are hair trigger in these streets right now. And then I saw a post the other day. Well, how many of you guys have signed up to be poll watchers? Okay, you guys really want to do this, right? You really think there's going to be no tension at a polling place? What, you know what I mean? Like, it's a daily thing. People are having daily riffs and tiffs that, people don't communicate, but they're quick to react without thinking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's easier to just react. It's a chore to think and to, consider things. Who wants to do that? That's boring. Thinking isn't fun. So when you just mentioned all of the associations, and then we can take this deeper if you want. I gotta work in a couple minutes. I just wanted to share this with you, Black Spring. We'd go there.
It sounds like a joint. Sounds like we need to do. I'd love to do a Black Marxist theology.
Oh yeah,
and throw them all in the pot.
Oh yeah, we could take it there. We could take it there because people forget these Buddhist connections that the camel toe has. Her family, all of this stems from these mystery religions, Buddhism, Sikhism, and they're just so ready to vote for it and they don't know anything about that. Nothing at all. This 2020 operation stemmed from the Antakarana Buddhist symbolism. We can definitely do a show on that if you want to talk about it. But I just feel like they've got everybody right where they want them because of the short-term memory ignorance that's just so rampant.
Yes. Well, then there's another, like I watch some other strands of YouTubers since 2020. I think we've all learned a lot since 2020, but then we just realized that the depth of this thing and how much, I told you about, did you see that RNC benediction? Like, they're just bringing all this one world kind of religion thing to me seems to be kind of showing up in different places and demonstrated in different places. But there's also, her name translates to lotus. Like, there's a lot, like,
yes,
the sun god and all this stuff to me, like,
yes, there's literal Brahmins, Buddhist like priests in her family. This stuff goes deeper than the average person can imagine. So this is why voting for these individuals does not matter. These people go deep.
Well,
hey, Marcy, I wanted to say something to Marcy real quick because she said she hadn't seen any videos from me. Girl, I've been so busy, Marcy. I'm definitely getting back into that. I'm gonna explain what I've been up to, so I will. I just hadn't gotten around to it, but I miss doing it. I miss making videos. So
no, well, I'm so glad that you could take some time to come on here. I'm just happy to be able to to have an actual dialogue or an exchange with people that are not running around, with their golden parachute of fear and wonder from the alphabet networks. I mean, I'm just thinking, okay, like, okay, go ahead. You guys, why don't they're going to take us back to slavery. Okay, what flight are you going on? How are they going to what portal are you going to go through to get to it?
Right.
Let me know. Let me know. What are you going to do when you get back there?
Thanks, Watchman. I appreciate that. He said, congrats on your health. You see, looking fantastic. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been focused on that.
I'd be remiss not to say you have been inspirational, and you're looking great. And to me, you're beaming. Your voice is shine, is beaming health right now. It is an image. Your voice has an image to it. Uncool. Keep shining.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life, and I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you to Jesus Christ for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I appreciate you allowing me to come up here on your platform. I got to work in 15 minutes, but we should definitely do this again because it's definitely some stuff I want to talk to you about. So definitely going to get back into the short. So I appreciate everybody for being around and continue to be and subscribe to me. I know I have been on here, but
we're going to be on here. And yes, that's why I encourage everyone in content creators, low key, on sabbatical, on vacation, put your links in the stream. It'll be reciprocated. We're going to water our gardens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Autumn, you always get me fired up. I'm always ready to come on here when you come on. I just hardly had time. So I'm just looking forward to doing the show with you. So everybody, I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work.
Okay. So I'm out of here. Love to you too, Uncool. Ladies and gentlemen, Uncool Paranoia. Thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for the encouragement. Thank you.
Absolutely. God bless, sweetheart. I'm out of here.
God bless. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we had Uncool Paranoia just exiting the stage, and then before that, we had Derek C. Williams. So I'm really thankful that you guys came in, because I can never tell whether this is going to reach anyone because of this system that we're in. Like I said, right now the pendulum's out there. It's good to hear from you guys. I'm just wondering what hand are they going to play next? But to me, their supporters will remain unbothered because they don't have any. To me, they either skipped civics or they didn't. It was an elective or something. Maybe it was an elective. I don't know. Next to wood shop and ice crystals sculpting. I don't know, but they don't seem to be at least bit curious about even the words that they say in the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't even seem to realize that. Does it say, and to the democracy for which it stands? Is that what it says? Just saying. Just saying. Thank you so much, Derek C. Williams. You guys, I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I just wanted to. There's an AP article that I wanted to share really quickly, and of course, the pendulum is still out there. And I just want to speak to something that Uncool was saying. Life is happening all around us. It's been 2020, and many of you guys have been with me since 2019 haze. And to me, that's never going to go away. Just like I said, I think things changed. We're not going back to pre 2020. We're not going back to pre-January 2020, because I think some of that same thickness is in the air right now. The atmospheric pressure has not been the same. It's not going to be. But what I wanted to do is to kind of share. I kind of wanted, like I said, I've already mentioned a little bit. Of course, the DNC, there, a couple of liners. We'll just look at a couple of lines here, not the entire line. I just wanted you to see. Of course, they're showing the DNC moves forward with the process to determine presidential nominee by August 7th, following Biden dropout. Okay, so that's where they have. This is I guess they're trying to show. I guess they're claiming some kind of transparent process that they're going to be trying to sell you on. But look, they don't need to convince me, and apparently they don't need to convince their own supporters, because the people, the loyalty to that situation. Somebody, what was it? Elliot Vincent He talked about how the dangerous, like how these parties are dangerous, and how I'll just say one of them's been around longer than the Nazis. He talked about that. But but you're never going to get, you have to seek the truth. You have to start somewhere. You have to look at all, you have to look at, you occasionally I look at these alphabet networks, and this, e.g. this one right here, CNN. That's, I look at both what they're saying, but I also see what they're not saying. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of a piece of this one. Okay, so here they are. The DNC is moving forward with a process that will determine the party's presidential nominee by August 7th. Now, for those of you that are decoders, you guys are probably going to have some great, there's a lot of things probably going to come out. Party officials said Monday night, shortly before Kamala Harris secured enough delegate endorsements to win the Democratic nomination. The party's decision to move forward with a remote voting process came just a day after President Joe Biden's stunning announcement. It was stunning to drop out of the race, the 2024 race, and endorse Harris. The vice president has now been backed by well more than 1,976 pledged delegates she'll need to win the nomination on the first ballot, according to CNN's delegate estimate. Quote, while this situation is unprecedented, the process we are prepared to undertake is not, Democratic National Convention Chair Minion Moore said Monday. Quote, we have important deadlines to meet. We will make sure the process is fair because, as it stands, no candidate has secured a majority of the delegates to the convention. All right. So, I'm looking at that, and then I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be a virtual process. So now let me bring you back into this. And this kind of brings me back to what I was showing you guys the other day. This brings me back to this graphic that I was showing you guys the other day. You see this? I'm not prophetic by any stretch, but the look ahead, the future gazing analysis of predictions and speculation. Do you see this woman, this female figure right here? Now, I'm going to tell you, The Economist has been pretty freaking accurate. They've been pretty spot on with a lot of predictions about leadership, whether it be domestic, whether it be international, global, whatever. You can go back, there's another one where you can go back to that shows all the conflict that has happened. Hamas, I'm telling you, The Economist is on to something. But I'm telling you guys, I've looked at this thing, and you can add this to the comment section if you're watching this in replay. Exactly who could this be? Who could this be? But then you have a question mark over here. I think The Economist, again, through this graphic and through these symbols, they are letting you know. They're putting you on the track. They are putting you on track. Okay, Marcy says The Economist is the Illuminati. Well, that would make perfect sense. Let's see. Okay. And Marcy says, and the girl is against Trump on the other side with a question mark. Let me see. Marcy, you're amazing. Let's see. There's that graphic in there. Let's see. Because there's a question on Trump's head. Ooh. Hey, we want to keep that word head out of things. We really do. Let's stay away from that word when it comes to him. Point Fire. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm Point Fire. I really appreciate you so much for coming in. I really do. Let's see. He's got some great things that are coming in. I want to just, put some of these in here. But yes, I'm just thinking that nobody, to me, there's no one's that prophetic. Okay. There's no one that prophetic. Because also when I go back to this whole thing about democracy and, what is it? Who was it? What is it? Allegedly when they had the meeting, or they had a convention meeting, and then they came out, I guess, during the days of the founders, and they said, what did they ask? Was it Ben Franklin or who did they ask? What kind of what do we have when they asked the people that were the fathers that were there, what do we have? And then they basically said, oh, we have a republic if you can keep it. So to me, I think the shade that was your purple it's already been instilled. Your purple was already there. Your purple foundations have been there since the founding. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So Marcy, I want to get backwards to what you were saying. It says, let me just read this. It says, Marcy, let me go back a little bit. It says, we must have some sort of moral standard. And if you don't have any moral standard, that is the truth. You can never do anything worthwhile. Marcy says, because if there's no standard as the Bible is in my life, then it is a free for all, do what they will is the law. Okay. And then let's see. Thank you so much. So yeah, I was just trying to get back. You got a lot of great comments keeping us on our toes in here, Marcy T, as well as Point Fire, as well as Uncool Paranoia, as well as Derek C. Williams. I really appreciate you guys so much for coming in. But like I said, I'm just kind of pivoting around, and I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to keep pivoting around that graphic. That's probably, unfortunately, that's not going to stop. All right, so we'll go to our next stop because I'm interested to see what does this process consist of. So the people, okay, you rig the primary so that, what is it? What is the guy? FK, what's his name, Junior, couldn't get in, and then whoever else the other person was. Because I think, Whitmer, when you look at these rules, I don't even know, like, if this is legitimately what they're going by. So this is AP, where it says Democrats plan to push ahead with virtual roll call ahead of their convention, with Harris favored. Okay, so what? She's favored, okay? That's the hopium that you sell. You always sell black leadership with hopium. Oh, we're almost going to get to that mountaintop. We're going to get to that mountaintop. But you fall off of the mountaintop. Okay, take you to the mountaintop, right? Only for you to fall. Okay, but were you ever really there? Okay, so here it is. According to the AP, the Democratic Party plans to push forward with a virtual roll call in which delegates to its convention can choose a presidential nominee before they gather next month in Chicago. Despite Vice President Kamala Harris being overwhelmingly favored to replace Joe Biden at the top of the ticket, the Convention Rules Committee will meet Wednesday, so as I assume that's tomorrow, to approve how the virtual roll call will work. But a draft of the plan, was obtained by the Associated Press on Monday night. It does not list a date for when virtual voting would begin, you see. But Democratic National Committee Chair Janie Harrison said the process will be completed by August 7th, or 12 days before the party's convention begins. Quote, we are living through an unprecedented moment in history, and as the party, we are tackling it with the seriousness that it deserves, end quote. Harrison said on a conference call with reporters, quote, we are prepared to undertake a transparent, swift, and orderly process to move forward as a united Democratic Party with a nominee who represents our values, end quote. So I'm just saying that transparency, swift, yeah, orderly. I mean, these people already know what their role is in this. These people already know what their role is in this process, in this virtual process. So who knows what will happen? But I tell you, this thing is not going to stay flat. The plot, ladies and gentlemen, will not remain flat for very long. What will they do next? They've got this hopium pill for the Kamala Harris, rah. And then, who knows? But there's a part of this. Let's finish this one off here. It says Biden dropped out of the presidential race on Sunday, ending weeks of fighting among Democrats, many of whom feared he was not up to the rigors of the campaign, much less a second term, following his poor debate against Republican Donald Trump last month. The president endorsed Harris to replace him on the Democratic ticket, but she won't formally do so until nominated by the party's convention delegates. The rules of the virtual roll call her party is planning require Harris and any other potential Democrat willing to challenge her to submit 300 electronic signatures from convention delegates, not more than 50 of whom can be from the same state. Okay, so to me, that's kind of like, I think, where somebody else is going to slide in, okay? Somebody else is going to slide in. So let me keep going here. The vice president and any other candidate qualifying would then have a few days to lobby delegates for their support before a virtual vote is held. Multiple rounds could be required, but the process would still be completed no later than August 7th. All right, and for the final bit here, that date is important because it was the original deadline to qualify for the presidential ballot in Ohio. Lawmakers there have since changed that, but the modification doesn't take effect until September 1. And DNC attorneys have warned that waiting until after the initial deadline to determine a nominee could prompt legal challenges. Democrats first announced in May that they'd hold a virtual roll call. Biden's withdrawal from the race doesn't change its plans, only complicates them. Okay, so there's a bit more to this. So I'm just saying, I just think that they're going to tell. They said that this was a draft plan that the AP was able to uncover. But that's what that's their shellac for transparency. Okay, but who knows what's going to happen before then? They'll break their own rules to achieve what they want. So let's see. Okay, guys. All right, guys. So this is pretty much what I had for now. Like I said, I don't really want to. We know as the fickle minds, the fickle memory of people, the prosecution of parents for truancy with sick children. She's very much, what was it, the more prisons versus build more prisons versus more schools. And then she talked about her philosophy on that, which she thought there was a problem with. She had a problem with more schools versus more prisons. I mean, this woman is, I don't know. To me, she kind of embodies the spirit in many ways of California. A lot of people think that, California is it's the Golden Coast and everybody's rolling around on ice skates with ice cream on their sun-kissed skin. And really, I find there's a bigger culture of fraudulent people, broke lawyers, broke doctors, people that are really living beyond their means. So to me, California has an elusive culture, and there's more suffering going on there than flourishing. It's more of a there's more corruption going on there, and some of the most trusted, what is it called? The trusted institutions. You have. I mean, I could say some specific things, but I'm not going to. But like I said, it's not just the people there. What's happening there economically is not sustainable, and of course the homelessness. Of course, that problem has been a problem for years. It's only going to get worse. And I don't know. It would be interesting to see who are they going to slide in there, because I'm not convinced that they are done. That there's an actual, that they're satisfied with her being at the top of their ticket. Okay, take one. Admit one with the ticket. I'm not convinced, but you know, and then of course they have to bring in all the Marxism. Oh well, she's got 1,400 signatures from Black women and da 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 da. And then you have what was that woman, Ariva Martin or so? She's a delegate out of California. Oh, we're gonna pop, we're gonna dump the party if she doesn't get it. And see, to me, that's another form of bullying. And to me, that's this culture of women that are that to me that somehow think that embodying strength means bullying, screaming and yelling, and just that they think they can win. They call that strength. But I'm going to tell you this, and this will be my final point. When has the quote melanated people? When have you ever had a quote leader that was not twined to either secret societies, in some form of intersectionality, whether it be feminism, whether it be, the LGBTQ? When have you had a so-called quote Black leader or a melanated leader that was associated with quote parties, particularly that party? When have you ever had one of those that was not twined? When have you had? And then the rest of them are operatives. I think that Hollywood. I've said this before. Hollywood and politicians are twined. I think maybe they're all taking the same kinds of the psychology classes. Maybe they took the same sociology classes. They've got the same gaslight techniques. Maybe they all go through. There's definitely more than meets the eye. Okay, there's no you can't rise unless you are twined and you are hitched to a whole lot of underground entities. Okay. So yeah, but it'll be interesting for sure. And we'll see. I think this month, definitely next month and September are going to be, those 2 months are going to run even hot, really hot. And by October, who knows? Who knows? So let me know what you guys think. I will thank you guys so much for coming in at Point Fire. Point Fire. And see, to me, I don't want to limit. And Simone Washman was here. Like I said, it's so much bigger than a blue party and a red party. This is a, like I said, are you entertained? Are you guys entertained? Are you entertained? I tried to, I talk about ancient Rome and are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? If you're not, I don't know what's going to get you there. But they've got more where this comes from. A lot more than where this comes from. It's like, I'm telling you, it is what it is. All right, guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in per usual. So let's we'll keep an eye on this story. This will be one, of course, it'll be one to watch. I think as we get closer to the 7th, the 12th, the 7th, the 12th, I think somebody's going to arise. It's going to get leaked out who that other person is, because allegedly no one else has challenged her so far. Yeah. And see, and I'm sorry to break this to the Black women or the melanated women out here that are, oh, well, we need to see a Black woman. Well, listen. Unfortunately, because of the social engineering, that we're not going to have that. You're not going to have that much of a say in it. The final say is not. It's not going to be done by the pen. Your penwomanship is not a 1,400 plus women in support of this woman is not going to be. That's not going to be the thing to put her over the edge. Okay, it's just not going to be enough. It's not. It won't. All right, Point Fire. Thank you so much, Point Fire. I really appreciate you so much for coming in. Thank you so much. And I will, like I said, hope to see you guys around. If anything else comes out, I haven't been hot on the trail with, oh, he stepped out. Oh, he dominated her. Oh, no. I'm kind of doing that kind of, I'm observing and then I'll come back in. So like I said, this plot is still, we're going up. We're ascending on the roller coaster is what I say. If I had a little mountain right here, I'd say we're still on the roller coaster and we're on the ascend right now. I don't even think we're at the climax yet. Okay. All right, guys. And around here, we know that the plot is not linear anyway. That's why I keep taking you back. I keep flashing you back. And haven't foreshadowed anything, but all right, guys, I really appreciate it. Let me read some comments from Point Fire. He says, Marcy T, many of our members are combat arms veterans. The government claims white supremacists are attempting to create a white ethno state. This are in mixed. Yeah, well, yeah. Thank you so much for bringing that out. Fear and wonder, right? They know how to control the masses. They know how to control, dare I say, the mob. They know how to do it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much again for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. Just I'm going to update my thanks and my shout outs video. So if you are not here, don't worry. I'm thanking you and I will update that. This program is brought to you in part by our sponsors and our viewers like you. AZ Infidel, Derek C. Williams, Melinda, Marcy T, TDOA, Freedom's March, Independent Many United, Joseph Francis Burton, Luciano, Zero the Infinite, Uncool Paranoia, and Anarchy Television. We'll be right back right after this. All right, guys, and thank you so much again. And for those of you watching a replay, let me know what you think. I always ask the question. It's an essential question. Are you entertained? And what do you think they will do next?